Faith. Belief in action. Randy Ollis is finding people who are guided by their faith from all religions, denominations, and walks of life, and sharing their stories with you. From the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is Finding Faith.
Welcome to the Finding Faith Podcast. I'm Randy Ollis, and on this episode, I talked to Thomas McDorr, trauma chaplain at IU Health, about how faith plays a role in resilience and recovery.
All right, in today's Finding Faith, we're getting into how faith can impact people going through the kind of tough times that land you in the hospital, whether it's trauma from a sudden accident or an illness.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what here, Randall, joining us now is Thomas McDorr. He's the trauma chaplain at IU Health. This is actually a follow-up story here to Layla's car wreck. And tell us here, Thomas, welcome to the show, of course.
Thank you.
What role did you play in helping IU patients get through traumatic experiences?
Yeah, so myself and others, chaplains, we are there to provide the spiritual and emotional support to our patients, whether they're in for traumatic injury or illness, and also to our guests and team members. Yeah. And so we believe in the holistic care of our patients at IU Health. So many people are in the hospital for something physical, right, an injury or illness. Right. But we recognize that those events have emotional and sometimes spiritual impacts to them as well. And so that's where myself and others are able to come alongside patients and journey with them through that difficult time.
You touched on it already there, Thomas, but when it comes to faith and something like what Layla went through, just an accident, how do you feel like that impacts people, on a spiritual level?
Yeah, so there's nothing quite like a traumatic injury, illness, or the death of a loved one to impact your faith, right? So faith can many times be strengthened, like Layla's story. I mean, what a wonderful story of somebody's faith getting stronger through a difficult time. But on the other side, sometimes faith is broken going through difficult situations. So we're there to help kind of navigate people through and support them kind of where they are. But faith is an important part of recovery, and it's what we call it is a protective factor that helps people kind of connect to meaning and purpose. And Layla is a wonderful example of how she's able to make meaning of her situation and then take that to help other people.
Yeah, and let me just ask you this too here, Thomas, and that is family support that is critical. Not just family, but friends and everybody else. In addition to faith, you got to have that family support system too. Yeah,
absolutely. Family support is huge, and Layla had great family support through her injury. And sometimes that support can be through your faith community, like a church or a group of friends. And I also recognize that not everybody has that healthy support system in their life. And we can connect people to things like support groups. We have a wonderful program at the hospital called Peer Visitation, and that's where a former trauma patient comes into the hospital and kind of helps people through their injury from that perspective of, I've been in issues before.
People see you here in the studio and they're thinking, that guy's young. For you, though, why is this mission so important to you? What made you want to be a part of something like this?
Yeah, so I actually came into chaplaincy through a traumatic experience of my own.
Wow.
So I was attending the concert at the Indiana State Fair stage collapse.
Oh, wow.
Many years ago, while I was in Bible college, and so that event kind of put me on this trajectory to where I am today.
And just real quick, as a chaplain, we talk about faith, it's non-denominational, right? It doesn't matter who you are,
yes.
You're there to help them.
We're trained to support people. We consider ourselves interfaith, and we're able to kind of support people no matter what faith tradition they come from.
That's amazing.
Great ministry.
It is.
Yeah.
Great ministry.
Thomas, man, thank you so much. Thank you for sharing your story with us and for all that you do.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Thomas.
I'm Randy Ollis. Thanks for joining me in the Finding Faith podcast. Join me again next time as I share more stories of people who are guided by their faith. If this podcast has touched you, I hope you'll share it with a friend. If you have a story you want to share, go to lifestylelive.tv and click on the contact button.
This is Finding Faith with Randy Ollis. Be sure to like and subscribe to this podcast, and be sure to check out other great podcasts on the All Indiana Podcast Network online at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.